Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I thought I'll just speak about the rapture. Here I'm not trying to change your mind concerning what you believe about the rapture, but I thought I'll just give a brief history concerning the rapture so that if you're the person that think that you will not go through tribulations or you will not go through any persecutions because you think the rapture is going to come before, you have not to go through any persecutions. I just want you to have this history in mind. Then it's up to you if you want to prepare or not to prepare. But my main aim here is not to change your mind, but is to try and encourage you to prepare, even if you think that the rapture will come before persecutions, so that at least you have this skill. Even if the rapture comes before or it doesn't come before, at least you'll be ready. At least you'll be ready in whichever way. So there's the history of the rapture, of the how the rapture came into the scene, that Christians will not suffer any persecutions or any tribulations. The rapture will come first before tribulation. It started in the 1830s in Britain by a British man called John Nelson Darby. He was a Bible teacher, a very educated man. Started teaching this belief. Apparently, the how the whole story came about, it came about through a lady who had a prophecy. She said in something in the lines of the rapture coming to take the Christians before persecutions or before tribulations. I don't have the exact words that the lady said, but it was in the line of that. In conclusion, it was in the line of that. That's why there was that belief that that was going to happen. So it started in the 1830s. So before the 1830s, this was not taught. The church that lived before the 1830, the church that lived before 1830, they didn't know about that. This was not taught in the churches. Not necessarily that they were not taught that the rapture will come. The Bible does say that we'll be caught up in the air. That was taught in the churches because it is in the scripture. But so when this man had this prophecy, the man John Nelson Darby, he started preaching this in his churches, in the church where he was, because he was part of the group called the Brethren Movement. This Brethren Movement was like a group of different churches. When he went to America, he met a man called Dr. C.I. Scofield. This man was a very educated man. He was a lawyer. He's the man that wrote the Bible called the Scofield Bible, which is mainly an American Bible, started to be sold around the world. You know, at the footnote of the Bible, he put this belief about the rapture coming to take the church before tribulations or before persecutions. So this was in the Bible, in the footnote. So it was in the notes of the Bible, not necessarily in the main part of the Bible. So he started teaching this. So this Bible was sold all around the world. American missionaries started teaching this all around the world. They believed that the rapture was going to come to take Christians before persecution. So when Darby came back to the UK, the people in his church, like the Brethren Movement, some of them were against his teaching. They didn't believe this was true. They had issues with prophets and the order in the church. So Darby didn't want to listen to them, and he continued to preach this teaching, because then they believed that this wasn't true. They didn't believe the way the prophecy was interpreted. So they didn't believe. So this Brethren Movement, it separated at that time, because some believed in his idea of the rapture coming before tribulations, and others did not believe in it. So this brought a separation between this group. So some people in the group believe that what Darby said, and they continue to preach this kind of message. But some people of the same group, they didn't believe in it, which is what brought the separation. So this is the situation that changed the whole idea and brought in the belief that the rapture will come before tribulation. Christians will not suffer. But unfortunately, this kind of belief, it continued to be taught in our churches. Even today, it's continuing to be taught in our churches. I'm not saying to you this is true or this is not true. I just want you to know the history. Then you make up your mind to believe what you want to believe. even if you still decide to believe that the rapture will come before tribulations, I'll still like to encourage you to please prepare yourself for tribulations, even if they come or even if they don't come. It will be good for you to have this skill of how to behave yourself when the tribulations come or when persecutions come, so that if they do come and you do go through persecutions, you will know how to handle it. You will be psychologically prepared, you'll be physically prepared, you'll be spiritual prepared. If persecution doesn't come, that's still fine, because at least you have that skill. Even if maybe you don't need it, at least that skill is there. At least you have that skill. You have nothing to lose, So that's just what I want to say, and just to encourage us to please prepare. So that's just what I want to say, to encourage us to prepare, because this prophecy changed the whole thinking. I believe the Bible should come before prophecy. Anyway, this is just my belief. I believe the Bible, what is written in the Bible, should come before prophecy, because in the Bible we are told about the rapture, but we are not told when it's going to come. So we are preparing ourselves that in case it comes after the tribulations, at least we will know how to handle ourselves during the tribulation. So this is just what I want to encourage us to please prepare, just to make sure we are ready, so that we can prepare our children, we can prepare the people around us. So this is just my encouragement, because this will help us to prepare the people around us, to prepare our families, so that we are ready for whatever comes. If you look at the history, anyway, in the next of the videos, I'll be talking about some of the history, some of the things that people went through when they were persecuted. The church, how the church was persecuted in different. I'll just try and bring example of different stories of what happened to them, so that you have an idea of what to expect. When the things come, you don't think, oh, this is just happening to me, so that you know that it had happened to our brothers and sisters in the past. When it happens to you, you know this is a common thing, because it is a common thing for a Christian to go through suffering, because Jesus Christ, he told us that we will go through suffering. And the church that was there during Jesus Christ's time, the disciples that he left, and the church that started at that time, they went through persecution. And throughout church history, many Christians went through persecution. So we are not exempt. We are not exempt. We are not different from them. We are Christians as well, just like they are, So it's good for us to prepare so that when these things happen, we know how to handle ourselves. Even if it doesn't happen during our time, we can actually teach the next generation of what to expect in case persecution comes during their time. So at least this will get us ready when these things happen. So that is just what I want to talk to us about today. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just encouraging you to prepare so that you are ready for whatever happens, for the persecution whenever they come. If they don't come during your time, at least you'll be able to teach your children, help them to prepare themselves. So that's just what I want to introduce in this video. And hopefully this will help us to take the next teaching very serious, so that we are able to prepare ourselves and get ourselves ready. So that's just all what I wanted to say today. And thank you very much for listening to my video. Hopefully you've enjoyed this content. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the time you take to listen to my videos. Thank you. Have a lovely day.